All right, so we've got our cake ready to go. Now, one thing I didn't tell you was before I actually put the cake on the board, I drilled a hole in the board. I cut a hole in the center of the board because I want to be able to slide my cake over this bar. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to slide it down. It's going to poke through the fondant. I'm going to kind of help it a bit so it doesn't tear it too much. We don't have to worry about this because we're going to be covering it, like I said. So there we go. Get rid of the little bit of extra cake. Mush that down a little bit. Now we can clean that off a bit. And now our cake is where it's supposed to be. And now, once we get that done, we are going to add our brandy pour, and then we're going to make our brandy on the stick, and then we're going to make our pitcher. All right, so what I've got here is modeling chocolate. I like working with modeling chocolate for this kind of thing because you can mold it together. It heals. If you take fondant and try to take a piece off and put a piece back on and kind of mush it together, you're going to see that seam. But with modeling chocolate, you don't, and that's our goal with this. So I'm going to take this, we're going to start off rolling it out because we want to get our drips on our cake done first. So the one thing about modeling chocolate is much harder to roll out than fondant. You really build up your muscles rolling out modeling chocolate. But it gives you so much more versatility. It's worth the effort. All right, so we're going to roll this out. And then we're going to take it and we're going to cut our nice, smooth, milky, creamy brandy sauce shape that goes over the top. So I want it to be hang down about that far. So I'm looking for a circle about that big. So I'm just going to kind of rough out my circle so that I know what I'm working with here, like that. Get rid of my extras. You always want to make sure you have extra because we need more to cover the spout. Now I'm going to start carving in how I want my milk, my brandy cream to fall. And again, this is not totally, it's totally organic because this is how, when it poured, it would look around the cake. So I'm making some deeper, some less deep as I go all the way around. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to take this, and the other good thing about modeling chocolate is it doesn't pull as much and spread as much as fondant does. It still does, but I'm not too worried about this because I don't mind if it spreads and pulls because I'm going to be putting it on the cake and I want it to have a little bit of give so I can play with it. So I don't want it to be sticky, so I'm covering that part so I can actually lift it up and not have it stick to my hands. Now I'm going to bring this back, make sure the cake actually stays on the turntable. I'm going to eyeball the center and just bring this down and lay it on here. Now you can see how it lays, and I'm just going to kind of pull it down and pull some of them a little longer so they look like they're dripping. You want to give it that look like dripping milk. Dripping brandy cream sauce, actually. They cover it, apparently. I checked with my British friend, hi Louise, and I asked her what they put on here, and she said it can be cream, it can be actually a milk, or it can be a brandy sauce. And I like the idea of brandy sauce, so we're saying this is a brandy sauce. See how I'm just kind of taking them and giving them a little pull to give them that more of a natural drip look, like that. So I'm going to just do that all the way around. Clean it up a little bit so it looks, my edges aren't ragged, because your milk would not have ragged edges. And then I'm going to make sure it's smooth because as the milk's laying down, coming down, it's going to be smooth. I've got a little chunk of something in here, but this is the great thing about the chocolate, is I can pull that out and I can completely smooth that away. You're not even going to see it. And I've also got a tiny little dark speck there, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. So see, that's what I love about the modeling chocolate is you can just rub it away. There, so we've got our chocolate, our brandy cream on there with our modeling chocolate. So it looks like our milk. Okay, I like this one. I'm gonna make this one go a little bit lower. There, so I love how that looks. Doesn't that look like it's being poured on there? And it's kind of uneven, which is just what we want.